because we get asked, about STRs all the time. My knowledge is a little dated, as far as STRs. A lot of it has changed especially in the last 2 years. I used to have a client who, he and I are still in negotiations. He had 18 STRs, and then basically, this is before co-hosting was even a thing. I did everything and I didn't know. And I obviously was not charging enough. So I want to make sure that people are making educated decisions for their businesses. And there's a lot of dynamics into it, especially with co-hosting. That seems to be the big question right now. How to co-host and what to co-host, what percentage to take, how much should I charge, what are my responsibilities, those types of things. So Traci, I don't want to get you in trouble. Are you driving?
Yeah, I am driving.
Okay.
But I just have to go drive to pick up we're gonna go to a dentist appointment. I mean, for passports. I told the school dentist, but it's actually for our passports. So
sounds like she's planning on traveling this year.
Totally. I wish I was traveling.
I hope so. It's my husband's forcing me to get it. I don't know.
Go ahead. I just went last week. I had to go down to Miami to get my passport done too, because I do not plan on spending a lot of time in the US this year. I just want to travel the world. It's that 1 year we've worked so hard for, right?
Right.
Time.
Travel while you can do it. I see it a lot in my town because we have an older community, and they get into their 80s and they can't travel. And then it's just like they sit at home all day. And I'm like, what are you doing? You have all this money. Why are you here?
Yeah, I feel like this is my reward. You know what? I have cleaned enough toilets. I have scrubbed enough ovens. I have cleaned enough refrigerators. I have done as much as I could to autopilot my business so I can live this life that I have purposely built for myself.
That is awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's great. You worded it like perfectly.
In the next year or so myself. I can't travel until my old man passes away, and when he's ready is when he's ready.
Okay.
But I'm going to be taking large steps myself to make everything automated, and that I can run everything remotely. And that's going to be our next talk, Miss Atama, which is that's next week, right?
I think so. Yeah, it is next week, the 21st.
Yes, the 21st. The 21st is a Saturday. Whatever next. Anyway, we'll worry about that.
At a later date, sure.
So, you both have STRs. You both are brand new enough to be in the hot seat. So let's talk about the dynamic of an STR. So for those of you who do not know, STR, Airbnb, VRBO, these are all short-term rentals, and everybody has gotten into the short-term rental market. It's saturated in many areas, but there's still opportunity to make money if you do it the right way. Now, we're not talking about taking on the desperate homeowner that is paying their girl $75 an hour. We're talking about offering experiences, having add-on charges where you kind of run the show and they benefit from all of your endeavor, right? So co-hosting is a lot of that. It's a lot of getting on a website for them. It's managing the communication to and fro. If a need comes up, you're kind of communicating either via your phone or through the website, depending on where they've launched their business at. I've heard a lot of things about Evolve and a lot of not good things about Evolve, so we can talk a little bit about that. So Traci, since you're driving, let's go with Atama first. Atama, how many STRs do you have?
Well, currently I don't have none.
Okay.
But here's what I do have in our farm, because for 2 weeks I took off for December into January to go experience STRs.
Oh, right.
So, because I wanted to know all about it, I wanted to see where it was gonna go. So I was in North Carolina.
Oh, cool.
And I stayed there in the hotel. Started at the hotel. that whole 5-star hotel experience and toured around the town, experienced the town itself. And one of those things that hotels don't give you is a list of all of the wonderful things that you can experience inside of that town. You got to go and spend your time looking and Googling and trying to figure things out. So after I've done that, then the second was a halfway point where I was basically homeless on Christmas Day because I had to check out on Christmas Day and I didn't have a place to go stay. So I'm like, I don't want to be homeless on Christmas. It's my adventure. So I had a 24-hour experience at a farm. So the previous owner to this farm had done an Airbnb in her home, and she rented out all of the rooms as part of her farm experience. Beautiful.
This is cool. I
Yeah,
totally would do that.
beautiful North Carolina, big 10-acre farm. You woke up to like sheeps and cows and dogs and ducks. And I'll tell you the funniest experience. So, you know, the freeze that happened.
Right.
It was Christmas. The toilets were frozen. The pipes were frozen at that destination. So, and of course, Andre is with me because this is our adventure we're doing together. He picks a bucket up. Where you going, hun? A red farm bucket. I'm going to go get water. Okay. He picks the bucket up. He walks around the property. He's picking up clumps of ice because there's no water. Clumps of ice to bring it back, and he puts it in front of the heater so it can defrost. So
Right.
we use it for the toilet and all of that stuff because we had to buy, well, the host provided water and all of that stuff that we would need for that one night. I'm glad it was just one night because the freeze happened for 3 nights. I couldn't have done it for 4 nights. But the new owner to this experience decided to convert part of the exterior of the home and built a cabin-like experience with a bunk bed, very small, very secluded, great view of everything. And while he's going to get the ice, there's a sheep following him around the property. I have it all on video. But it's what we paid for. We paid for the experience on the farm because we have a farm and this is something we want to do ourselves.
Right.
So we survived the night. It was pretty good. One thing I learned is it's a cold place. They didn't insulate the floors properly. They did not have a microwave. If you have guests coming over, you don't have a microwave for us to heat our food up, but you want us to go back out 30 minutes to bring food back or eat outside and then come. So it's like that experience. Yes, the farm part was really good, but the preparation was not, because they wanted to like take the previous person's everything that they've done, but they wanted to not lose the income and continued with the income by putting a shack together. The shack
Right.
was really good, but it was poorly thought out.
Right.
Our second adventure after we left there, we went over to Tennessee, and Tennessee, that was amazing. It's a very
Cool.
good Amish community, all the way up the mountains, still frozen, but we had water there. So the owners built their own log cabin, and a part of their log cabin, they didn't want to share a house because Dave also went on a previous experience to experience this before they put theirs together, but they shared their home with, you know, the previous owner. They shared their experience in someone else's home. They decided to build their cabin right next to their cabin. Beautiful cottage, bedroom, all inclusive, stove and everything outside the window. You experience that farm life. They have the animals there, the dogs there. They had blueberries in the summer
To pull Jonathan out, I have a
and all of that stuff there, right?
Angela Staley.
Right.
Best experience. And their experience was, come,
Angelus.
this place is yours. It is a place for you to think, for you to reflect, for you to gather your thoughts, put your life together, whatever walk of life you're coming from. You're coming to this farm to either experience the farm or be alone or take your time to yourself. Now, they didn't open it up to families because when Andre booked, he had to literally ask the man, can my wife come?
Okay, got it.
So it's a
Very
one person.
exclusive experience.
Exactly. So we got permission. We went as a couple and we did that. And for us, that was the best thing because it wasn't out everywhere. It was what we wanted. We wanted to reflect what our 2022 was and
Mhm.
how are we going to do 2023 together.
Right.
You know, because we have our farm, we have all of our businesses. I have my business in Atlanta, and I'm opening up a new business out here in Florida as well. So we've got a lot of things going on, and you can't do taxes when you're home dealing with the kids.
Right.
So my experience over there was my alone time, get my taxes together, and let me plan 2023. He did his own thing, but that's that experience. You need to figure out as part of your STR experience, what do you want to offer your ideal client? And we came back with, in our farm, it is commercial. Mine is greenhouse in the front. His is no entry in the back, but we also have a whole acre behind the bushes. And when I bought that property, I'm like, well, it's behind the bushes. I want residual income that I don't have to worry about. I wanted to do Airbnb. And at that time, Airbnb was all I knew.
Right.
But now I know different. I want experience. I want to sell the farm experience. Come for a farm tour, because Andre teaches about farm from beginning to ending of how to get into it, what you need, this, that, and the other. So come to our farm, see what we do on a day-to-day basis, get the hands-on experience of what you want, learn from hands-on experience, and then you can take that back home and figure that thing out on your own. And that's what we want. But my part of it is I want it to be a cottage. You know, I don't want it to just be a shack in the woods or a little, you know, room. I want that person to come to be able to be like, I can reflect, I can think, I'm here for an experience, but I have a place that gives me vision and gives me depth and gives me exactly what I need to pull out of myself in my alone time, in my alone space, for me to take it back. Because you're spending money, you'll spend good money, or you can spend whatever kind of money it is, but you want to take it back. And what you take back is more than anything. Our experience, our first night was what, $40, and the rest of the 7 days we spent at the other farm was, I think, $55 a night. It was not expensive. It was season, off season. But guess what? That $55 a night is going to turn into a whole lot more, because guess what I'm doing right now?
Right.
I'm talking about that experience I experienced there. And that's what you want. You want to give that one client you capture the best advertisement for them to take back.
Right.
And that's how you bring money, because you can go to Airbnb and advertise all day long and pay them a commission.
That's the problem.
Yeah, you pay them the commission, or you can use Airbnb for that one client, give them the best experience, a self-explanatory, let them come to that realization themselves, and the word spread on its own. And then you capture those people, private bookings. So that's what I got from it.
So with the two places that you stayed, where the guest book is a really valuable attribute for each place. I've heard pricing, what usually the cleaner or the co-host is responsible for creating a guest book, and they're valued at like $350.
Yeah. So
I was surprised. I had no idea. I figured like 100 or free or whatever, but they're like, oh no, each book is worth $350. Because you have to do the research and find the places and get the flyers and put it all together and all that other stuff.
Exactly. So I ran what, it was 20 properties when I first moved to Florida. And I was transitioning between Georgia and Florida's income. So when I moved out of Georgia, I'm like, you know what? Georgia's income does not exist in my mind.
Right.
This is not my money. I need to find new money in Florida. It's my new state. I decided to go move here. So part of that was I had to hustle, and I ended up with 20 Airbnbs. out here in Davenport, catering for Disney. I had from 3-bedroom all the way up to like 5 bedrooms. And the hosts did not prepare their guest books. Now, where do we eat? What is inexpensive? What experiences can we give our kids? Where do we take our family? Where do we go fishing? Because these are family experiences, right?
Where do the locals eat?
Where do the locals
We
eat?
don't want to go to a corporate franchise.
Yeah, where's the hole in the wall? What is it about this community that you want us to see? These books are not prepared at all. They're just like floppy and flimsy and all over the place, and it's just things thrown together, and that's not what you want. Because when you have somebody come into your property, if you're selling a family experience, like for us in Florida, where is our seasonal family farms opened up where our kids can go and pet the animals? Or where can we go take our children to pick strawberries? You know, because strawberry is one of those big things. In the fall, where can we take our children to pick blueberries?
Right.
If we can't afford Disney, where can we take our children to have an adventure? You know, which beaches are close to us? What's the best beaches? Which beach don't have sharks?
Right.
And those are the things that it makes your guest's life easier, because the more that they can save at your property is the more they'll want to come back to book with you in the future. And if they can save money out of their pocket outside of your booking and live their best life and spend their best paychecks, they're going to go and tell their family and friends, this is where I want you to go, and this is how much we spent. Because
So with the 2 STRs that you stayed at on the farm, did each one have their own website, or is it so exclusive you had to know about it to be invited?
these were actually Airbnbs. They
Okay.
were through Airbnbs, because Andre had the task to book these trips for 2 months. And he's just there, well, do you want to go here? And he's looking at hotels, and hotels are expensive, and
They are.
resort fees. And we have timeshare too, but we didn't want that. And none of the dates were available in our timeshare either. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just break the ice. I booked the first hotel in North Carolina for him to begin his journey. I'm like, here, it's done. We're going to North Carolina. Figure it out from there. So he found them all through Airbnb, and you can put in your exclusive, what you're looking for. Do you want a cabin? And it's all about the keywords inside of your experience that you're selling too. And
Well, I know that the website takes a percentage of the actual nightly stay. And then there's merchant fees and everything else. So it ends up, I know it'll say 150 a night, but I don't necessarily feel from the brief research I've done is that they don't get to keep the 150. It's after taxes and whatever. I think that Airbnb takes 20% from what I remember, right?
I don't really know the exact percentage. If I tell you, I'll be wrong, but I like every place that's offering things that you don't want to do yourself, they're getting paid for it. You
Right.
don't want to do your own marketing, you're paying them for marketing.
Right.
You know,
They're a one-stop.
Yeah, they're a one-stop. They provide that service for you. So if you want to have a seamless business model where you want to be in Tokyo on a trip, but you still want to rent your Airbnb out or your STR or whatever it is that you want to go for, you go for that, because you just want a portion so you can live your life and everything is seamless, because your cleaners and all of that stuff is coming through there, right? You don't have to worry. You just want the revenue that comes out of it. But if you want to gain, and for me, it's all about the dollars. If I want to gain my revenue on my own, but I need help, I will go through Airbnb for the first year. But for every customer I get through Airbnb, I want my experience to market to 3 or 4 families outside of Airbnb onto my own private platform I'm building for myself. And that platform can be through an amazing website that's cheap, not
Right.
$12, $13, $1,500, because we can build these things on our own, you know. The
Right.
platforms are there. So you can set these things up for yourself, and you know, you thank your customers, and inside of your guest book, you have all of these things in there. Here's a 20% discount for your friends and family, because you're giving Airbnb 20% anyway.
Right. It's interesting. I'm on a lot of the other Facebook pages for Airbnb, the VRBO, and all that other stuff. And the biggest thing that I see is they complain about the cleaners, and I'm always advocating for us, naturally, but because they don't want to pay, and it's because they bought this property, they had to rehab it, then they had to furnish it, and then they had a stager come in. There's a 15 stage process. They didn't do it themselves. They kept farming it out, and it's so they're trying to recover. So they always try to ding it to the cleaner. I'm like, I'm in an investment group for property, and the biggest conversation is always about the cleaner. And I'm like, I don't understand what the problem is. If you pay your cleaner well, they're going to show up, they're going to clean, and it's not going to be a problem. But they always try to argue with me that it's just cleaning, and it never is just cleaning. They're staging. They're checking inventory on some cases. They're making sure that someone didn't bleed all over the bed, and then they're calling the repairman or the plumber or whatever, or they're fixing your jacuzzi. There's a lot of things that have to happen in a house. And then the other side of it, because the owner, this is all new to them, they've never been in business before. Then they get like the really picky customer who looks for the one hair on the counter, and then they go back and yell at the cleaner, and I'm like, it could have been floating in the air.
or those that actually bring the hair with them and plant it so they can get their experience for free.
It's mortifying. So you just kind of go through this weird, so I feel like we're in the ocean just going like this.
Yeah.
And it is an interesting experience. Miss Traci, how many STRs do you have?
So I have about 6 hosts that have been with me since I started in 2020.
Oh, wow.
And it's only 6, but it works for me because first off, I'm solo. And second off, they really keep me busy. They do like 3-day turnarounds when really it's supposed to be 7-day turnaround for the city over here. And St. Pete, I'm sure a lot of people are local. I know April knows where I'm at because I spoke to her many times to get ideas. She says charge $12 for changing the sheets. So I've been kind of enforcing that. And I got a lot of good ideas from her. So since she does SCR as well.
Yes,
but,
that's entire business. That's all she does.
Off topic, the struggle I have when I get my price, it's funny. I had a lady reach out to me, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. She said it's about 10 beds because she has rollaway beds. I'm like,
oh my God.
Okay, we're just stacking people on top of people. Meanwhile, she wants me to do all the laundry. She has the pool. I'm like $250. And she's like, whoa, I can't imagine charging my guests that. I mean, I'm like, good luck. I'm sure someone will take it because here in Tampa, I see people are charging $9 an hour to clean.
Wow.
And it's just, you ever seen those posts?
Yes,
but really,
that is really bad.
I did look up it's $9, but if you click on it and read the terms and conditions, they put you on
a membership
subscription. Yeah. And then it's really $130, but I mean, I've seen some crazy people. I mean, like they're charging like $50 for a 1-bedroom, 1 bath. I don't know. For me, I don't.
It's crazy. Is there a radio on where you're at, Traci?
No, there's no radio.
Okay, got it. I don't know. It's picking up audio. I don't know if it's on my end or not.
Is there a tablet in the back?
Turn that down, John. Sorry, my kids are in the car.
You're totally fine. I thought it was on my end. I'm like, am I losing my mind? Do I hear anything? Do they hear it? So with and price does come down a lot to the STRs. So when you're, what is your average price, if you don't mind sharing, for
yeah,
like a
so
3-bedroom,
I
2-bath, you know?
So for a 3-2, I want to charge the lady I've been with since 2020. I charge her 135. That's with laundry. But
Is that per turn?
yeah, per turn, 135. And she pays me after, like strictly after. I don't do tomorrow. I don't do, you better have my money when my service is done.
Right.
Or I'll send a request. I have worked for people and then they're like, oh, we pay once a month. That's a no-go for me. Yeah. But I have heard people said that works for them. No, that's why I got into this business, because I wanted to get paid every day.
Right.
But yeah, it's the 135. And then I have a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, and hers is 175. But I got her a little bit after that, but she has a pool. So I also like kind of straighten the lawn chairs and make sure everything's like pretty neat. She does have a rollaway bed. So sometimes when there's a group of 6, she has the rollaway bed out, but sometimes people don't use it. So that's good for me. And I still charge the 175.
Okay. Now, what kind of co-hosting things are you doing for these owners?
So I don't do anything co-hosting for them. I do have a lady that I have seen a lot of posts, and I get 20% out of all bookings. I don't clean for her specifically. She does the cleaning, but I do clean for her once a while when she does need it. So that's why I'm doing the cleaning and stuff like that. And I'll it's kind of hard because hers is not the best Airbnb. You know, it's on a busy roadway where it's on a highway of 4 lanes. So it's like kind of only it's a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. It's almost like a studio, and it's not really busy, but it's at least it's something. I just wanted the experience, so that's why I said that. She's like, what would be your percentage? And I just told her 20%, so that way I can kind of get the experience. And she also has experiences on Airbnb, so I can get I told her like I can get commission off of that if we like do something together. So she was talking about
When I spoke to
sorry,
you froze.
me?
Shannon. No, Shannon froze.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I froze.
You're back.
Oh,
You're back.
okay. With the too, because I'm in negotiations with the guy. If it's not making you money and you're not getting regular commission, there's no point in co-hosting is basically what it comes down to. So if they are not profitable for you and you're not earning any income off of them all of the time, then you can just drop them. You can have that in your contract. I've also heard when you co-host, if they're on multiple websites, you get a larger commission. So you would get 20% off one, and then they would add on 5 or 10% for the other, and then usually 5 for the other, because you're usually on all 3. Do you offer any of experiences for your STRs, Miss Traci?
For the ones that I paid for, no. But for her, we have talked about like multiple things, or getting on booking.com or Verbo. She just hasn't, I don't know. I told her like for the I think what's holding her back is the pictures. Like she doesn't have enough money to like get the pictures taken, because I don't know, like, and I'm not going to pay for that. So
no, that's her business.
Yeah. And she kind of like, it's a different kind of thing. Like
and
she
you
kind
can
of
use
brushed it on
cell
me
phone
like
pictures. You just have to, go on YouTube and watch stuff.
Yeah, she kind of like brushed it off towards me like things that we need. Great, go buy them. But I don't want to be rude, but I'm like, yeah, that would be great. Like, it's a studio. So a lot of people that are just like a single person, she needs a desk. A lot of people probably stay more if she offered like a desk with like a little rolling chair, like little accessories on the desk or something. Or a couple times, I set up like a little gift basket for her, so she can get good reviews. But then again, I was kind of buying the snacks, and I'm going out my way, and I'm only getting 20%. So
You shouldn't have to buy the snacks, and you definitely should be reimbursed. I'm hoping that you are being reimbursed for that.
yes, but there's 2 times where she didn't ask for the snacks, but I bought them anyways because I'm like, I don't know, like a lot of people that they're jumping into Airbnb and they're just like want to throw up any Airbnb. They're not thinking of anything of it. They're just thinking it's so easy, but it's really not. It's a lot of moving pieces, and she should took like more time to set up the Airbnb, but she really kind of jumped into it. And I seen a post like, hey, I'm looking for a co-host. So I was like, okay, great. Maybe like this is my chance. A lot of people that I have reached out before, they're just like, you don't have experience. You're not a realtor, so.
In some areas, you do need to be a realtor. So I would definitely check in your area. In my area, you do not have to be a real estate agent, but in other states it is required. So please make sure that you are not overstepping whatever that gray area is, because you could get yourself in trouble.
Absolutely. I don't think there is anything.
Definitely. I don't know if I can't remember if it's Florida or something else.
I'm not really 100% sure. I remember when I moved to Florida and I wanted to do the Airbnbs because my friend had the contract. We split the contract in half. When she moved here, I helped her set up, and then she helped me set up when I moved here. So when we split our Airbnb, our goal was, let's just see where this goes, and then we can do our own hosting later. But then we needed that real estate license in Florida to be able to take that next step. I don't know if it's changed, but that's what we encountered when we were trying to, move our portfolio from just cleaning the Airbnb to a lot more with our management part of it.
Where was it located?
We were in Orlando.
Yeah,
I'm
in Tampa, so I'm pretty sure it's something like that because I'm so close, but Orlando is so like such a hot spot as well.
But then there's a difference between property management for Airbnbs versus co-hosting for Airbnb. So you got to be able to know the difference between the two and where your category falls under, because you might not need it.
I guess property manager, they take care of the pool. They have vendors for pool cleaning and maintenance, lawn care, stuff like that. I mean, there's a lot of, even the property managers / co-hosts over here, I mean, they just do it all. So that's kind of a win-win situation. They don't want a solo girl coming in and they're like, we want someone like a little bit more and stronger, which I understand.
So as an owner in the state of Florida, you could actually be your own, you could co-host with somebody else if you held the license, is my understanding. Is that correct?
And a lot of people, they do apartments over here. They have apartments and they rent them out. There's a lot of Airbnbs over here, and then they're just apartments. They just rent them out $1,800, and then but they said they're making double off of that. I have worked with a co-host. I just take her trash to the end of the road on 5 different properties. She pays me $50 a week on a property, but it's only twice a week, so it's okay.
There's actually a trash service. They've built this really cool service-based business, and they go around to STRs and they pull out trash cans. They have, I think they actually have their location here in Phoenix, and I believe they charge like $150 per property. I don't remember what it was, but I remember having the conversation with another group about that service. So that could be something that you capitalize on as well. Who would have known that you could have made money pulling out trash cans and putting them back?
There's a guy over here, they do that, and they also wash them. And they also
Yes,
go to
right.
like residential houses, they wash the trash cans. This guy is making buttload money, like crazy amount of money. I
Right.
seen
I'm trying to remember the name of it. I can't remember the
It's
name.
trash.
on the back
I know.
of his shirt. I seen that, and then I was like, "Oh, okay." And then it said like residential, and then it said vacation home. So I asked him, I'm like, "Oh, that's super cool." And he's like, "Yeah, that's what I've been doing." He said he makes good money. So
Yeah,
Yeah, I
so
thought about it for here. I was like, that's interesting.
in Atlanta, I had one of my clients. She is an amazing woman. She owns a few dating websites and stuff. And one day I was there and I see a bunch of flyers just came to her house and it said trash can valet. Little did I know she owns many dating sites that makes enough, but she owns a trash company that picks up the trash in her entire
I love it.
neighborhood, right? And she hires these young men that's like high school seniors and college bound children, boys and girls, and they go around the whole neighborhood on a schedule, and I think she would charge like what, $25 per pickup. You pull out the trash on the road, you put it back in, and I mean, if she's already making money and she decides that, hey, pulling people's trash will give me extra, why not, right?
he didn't know you were here. There's even a couple apartments. I don't know. They do trash valet at the apartment complex. So you just put it outside their door, and then they pick it up every night, or sometimes I think the apartment does that as well.
Yeah, and for sure, that's one of those things that's very beneficial and lucrative, because what happens in an apartment complex? You have pest control, but you have people piling trash and trash and trash, and you get
Right.
rodents and a lot of insects and stuff. So it's like a no-brainer to include that inside of a lease, trash can valet.
Right. I think it's called Trash Monkey here in Phoenix. I'm trying to remember what it was, but it's a great business model. I was like, definitely. Well, that's pretty awesome. So yeah, there is a stipulation about being a real estate agent in the state of Florida. So if you are watching this on the replay, please make sure that you check into that. Like I said, my state does not require it, but other states will. Any other questions or any other information that you guys would like to share? I know, Miss Jordan, you're the silent partner. You're probably out cleaning. It's glad to see you're here and that things are smoothed out. That's for sure. Any other things that you would like to contribute, ladies?
No, I'm good.
Should maybe like run by everybody like how to upgrade on I know like our prices for like every turnover are the same, but maybe like run by like how to upgrade people, like, hey, you know, like most of us, like I don't really do scrub the baseboards, but sometimes they kind of need like a deep clean every 6 months or something like that. Can we talk about that?
There is an opportunity for regularly scheduled deeper cleaning. And the frustrating part that I have seen is that when you're on the website, because they're looking for the lady who has the hair or the lady who sees the hair, right? And everything isn't immaculate all the time. So you go over where's the fine line. My son came up over Christmas. He stayed in an STR, and it was pet friendly because they brought their 3 dogs. You could tell that it was pet friendly because there was still hair from someone else, right? So, but those people are not going to be as picky as someone else who brings their own hair, right? But yeah, I definitely think that having regularly scheduled deep cleanings. How much extra are you charging to do that, Traci?
It just really depends how bad it is. I mean, usually they just want some spots or like the windows wiped on the outside or something. It just really depends on the property. I usually go like how it looks, not kind of like what I'm getting myself into, and kind of seeing like prices, like such as like shower curtains. I don't do that. I mean, but sometimes they do need the shower curtain washed. Kind of like, you know, if you want to go to the store and like get the toilet paper and stocking and stuff like that, I charge for that. Someone forgot their clothes or their shoes at the Airbnb and they need it shipped to the post office, I charge for that. I mean, have done that before. gift baskets if they need kind of like the gift, if they want to do that on special occasions.
What about toiletries? What are you guys seeing? There's a huge shift in the industry from what I've seen about toiletries. So a lot of people are not supplying the toiletries because 9 times out of 10, they're not being used all the way. The guest isn't taking them, and then they end up getting tossed in the trash. Are you seeing the trend where people are using full size instead of the small travel size?
Yes, I see that. And a lot of Airbnbs, they include those with the bar of soap. Like this Airbnb I have, I put it out. It's a shampoo, it's a body wash, it's a lotion, and a conditioner with a little soap, which is very nice. And they usually use them. A lot of people don't. I have seen a lot of cleaning companies where they supply everything themselves. I don't, but I've seen a lot of people do, which I don't think that would not be, I don't know. For me, I don't think it would be. A lot of people said like, oh, go to Costco and then you just like buy a whole bunch of like toilet paper and like everything and then charge them individually. And then you can charge them $25 each time. But I mean,
that's management. That's an extra thing.
I really don't. They need to do all that stuff. I'm just the cleaner, but a lot of people do that.
When I did,
but I'm not sure
when I had my contract. Sorry,
there's a gap. Keep going.
Okay. When I did my contract with my 20 houses, my prices were built in for toiletries. So I did provide the soap, the shampoo, the conditioner. And when I did, they're very expensive, first of all, including toilet paper. It is not.
Did you get the individual ones or did you buy like large sizes that you can just put in every unit?
No, we had to do individual ones because when I did Airbnb, it was like the season just opened after COVID.
Oh, gotcha. So everybody was like, ew, ew, ew. I don't want size, whatever.
So we had to do individual ones. And then I experimented with a lot of them. I did come up with the janitorial store actually does have the cheapest selection when it comes to toilet papers, soaps and shampoos. Ones, and it's actually priced affordable anywhere between like the toilet paper was like I think $25 for like 100 and something and 250.
Hey, I had an appointment at
like $25 and $30.
Here, let me meet Miss Traci.
It's 3 of us. It's Traci, Staley.
Okay, perfect. I got her muted. Can you hear me?
Yeah, so
doing her appointments. Typical fashion, right?
I know, right? Hey, we're moms on the go. This is why we take control of our business and our personal life, right? We're building.
Totally. I totally love it too. Traci, we muted you.
So it's not very expensive, but it is expensive. So a lot of guests wouldn't use it. You end up being a winner that day, and you just reuse it for the next unit. But I got to the point where they actually sell those plastic ones. You know, when you go to a shampoo company or a store, they give you that little plastic package where you just squeeze the tube out.
Right.
Those are more cheaper to use because it's a little one time. It's either you really need it or you really don't. And that works out for us. We're providing it for you. It's not costing us a lot, but it's up to you whether you think like an ounce or less than an ounce is worth it for your hair.
Right.
You know, those are those things that you kind of like, and then you put it in a little bow and it makes it really affordable. Another thing I thought when you're doing, when you're staging for your properties and you're selling an experience, a great experience to sell and to also make money is when you reach out to handmade vendors like Etsy, they sell soap. You can, or someone in your network makes those cold press hand soap. They have a lot of samples that you can network with them and say, hey, I do hosting. And I think it's a great opportunity. If you make samples, you just slither a few pieces of your soaps together in the universal smells that you want, your best products, and put a little bow and a ribbon on it and hand them to me, and make sure your business card is on it or something like that, or your store name is on it. and you're getting it for free from these vendors, but the vendors is using their advertising material on it, you are not paying for anything, but you're advertising another little store as well, because the whole part of an experience is, this is the experience, this is what our community offers, this is what's out there. So you can get soaps and lotions and stuff like that for free if you reach out to the vendors around you.
I think that's a good idea. Definitely. It depends on the type of handmade, made in America, handmade soap product you're using. I know there's different materials and it can be expensive depending on what you're looking for. And then another trend I have also seen in the Airbnb STR is the makeup cloths. They recommend that you use black towels or black microfibers. Yes. And then you have them embroidered. It says makeup removal or makeup. So they don't use your pristine white towel to wipe off all of their mascara with their lashes. And you're trying to scrub it to get it out. It's like, oh. But yeah, I've seen that too. So sometimes you can get a deal on microfiber wholesale, or you can go to someone and get them at a discount depending on how many you have. There are some people who have like 50 or 60 properties. It's amazing. I believe Miss April, there's the April in New Jersey and there's April in Phoenix. So the April in Phoenix, I believe she has a pretty fair sized business as well. And I know April that's all she does is only STRs in New Jersey during the season. And she actually has the luxury of taking some time off in the winter season. So it's always interesting to collaborate and see what everyone else is doing so that we can, help each other out, so that in case someone wants to take an STR on, that they can have some good knowledge base for sure.
Yeah.
I think those are the only questions I had. Did you have anything else to say, Miss Atama?
No.
I appreciate you coming on. Sure.
Well, we have like 2 minutes. I think a question for the watchers out there would be like, how would you go ahead and get clients to start getting into SDRs? Like, where would you go look? How would you be introduced to them? And I think Stacy had touched on how she got hers. Do you have any experience to answer that question?
I don't know. Jordan might be cleaning. That is a really great question. A lot of people, and we get the same questions too for commercial properties, and a lot of it is networking and learning who has them. And there are organizations on Facebook as well. You can network with those guys. Hey, I heard that I saw you on Airbnb and I'd love to connect, or however that is. Do you have any suggestions for anybody who's new looking to clean STRs?
I don't know, not on the top of my head. I just know what I do in my business, and that is, like you said, groups, the Facebook groups. But my other friend from Orlando that does the Airbnb's part, we get a lot of clients from BNI. And of course, BNI has gotten, their fees are a little bit more.
Yeah, they are. They're perfect for someone who's brand new in business. I love BNI because they teach you the elevator speech. You have, 20 people who are recommending you and all that other stuff. Mm-hmm. But it depends on your location too. It can be, $600 or $800 for the year, and then you have to pay for your meals. Paying yourself to networking. You're paying kind of mind yourself to network. You don't want to pay $800 and not meet anybody, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you froze. I don't know. Are you still there, Atama?
I'm done.
I get most of my customers from Facebook on the group pages.
Okay. Are you still there, Atama?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Maybe.
Did I freeze?
You're just frozen.
Oh, sorry.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me, Tracy?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I think we need to upgrade Shannon's internet service.
Okay. You froze.
Okay.
So Tracy, you were saying that you get most of your clients off Facebook groups, or specifically
specifically. There's a group, for example, it's called Tampa Host. And there's just a lot of posts on there. They get different ideas, and I follow that, and a lot of cleaners been following that for a while now, and that's how I get most of my posts. And I have tried turnover Airbnb one time, and that was a nightmare, but that client is still with me, and he was never cheap when I gave him my price.
Gotcha.
And he's one of the good ones.
That's the drop, everybody. Did you guys interrupt you? All right, it looks like, ladies, we're gonna have, I can't hear you guys at all. You're both.
She's bouncing from screen to screen, but you're still there, Traci, right? You can hear.
Yep, I'm here.
Okay, so is it the official Tampa Airbnb host club? And then there's Airbnb host Tampa Bay and Airbnb host of Tampa.
It's just it says host of Tampa.
Okay, so it's just host of Tampa. Nope, not party host helper.
Are
Okay.
you local?
Yeah, I'm actually in Sebring.
And where?
Sebring.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so it's like a little bit, I'm like 40 to 50 minutes away from going Winter Haven.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
lot of they're all over that place. There's some people in this. Do you follow all the groups?
I
Like
don't
Orlando
follow,
and Sebring.
not really. But you can send me a link. We can link up. Send me a message when you're not busy.
Thank you for your patience, guys. I'm like, I didn't think it was gonna be so hectic.
No, it's okay. We're doing this on our time and we're giving back. And you said host of Tampa. I guess they're not
Host of
coming up.
Tampa. Maybe a lot of people from
Totally.
Sebring won't be there, but I see people that are in Orlando and stuff like that, and they're still on there. I think it's just so many people and so many hosts on there, so that's why.
So this one says Airbnb hosts of Tampa. Is that it?
Yes, I think
Okay.
that's it. It has like a black logo.
Yes.
They actually do meetups and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, they do meetups, and one host started doing it, and then cleaners came, and there was only
Traci, if you wouldn't mind sharing those groups with us, maybe in Messenger, and then I could post them to the group so the others can look.
Yeah,
I don't know if you can hear me.
Ever since I started this, I added all the groups near me. There's like Valrico. There's community groups in like Wested Chapel. I don't anything around, but you have to pay attention to the rules because but as long as like a lot of people's like, I just need a residential cleaner, and then you just like I comment my business card, and then I'm just like, hi Sarah, I would love to speak with you, and then. But a lot of people have contacted me off of that for deep cleans and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's how I did my Atlanta business took off because I co-host the groups. I see those moms groups and they're always looking for help. And I contact the host for those pages and I say, hey, you know what? I'm a free mom sometimes. If you need me to help you be an admin to your group, let me know. And I become admins to a lot of Atlanta groups. And when you're an admin to those groups, you've got rules that you've got to follow, but you also get to approve a lot of those questions where you get to be the one to tag that first, here's that business that, I need a cleaner. Well, here's Eyemaid. They're amazing, or they're really good in this community. And that's the perk of being a host to those groups as well. You don't have to do it all the time, but put the little effort. It's either you put the effort for free or you go pay somebody else to advertise your business.
Yeah. I seen there was this cleaner. Yes, there was this cleaner yesterday. I seen a group that we live in Tampa together. She lives about like 20 minutes from me. I went on vacation one time and I reached out to her because she's a well-known cleaning group over here. And I was like, well, I'm going on vacation, but I just needed that one Airbnb to be cleaned. She forgot to empty the dishwasher.
Oh boy.
So I'm like, the host wasn't mad, but the host, I told her I want to be doing cleaning. So she said like, okay, I'll definitely go check now since you're not going to be the cleaner today. But she was like, oh no, like, are you gonna, but I was just kind of surprised because I'm like, if she's the Airbnb cleaner, you should already know to check that dishwasher. Which I'm like, things happen, like I didn't want to, but she said like, she reached out to me and she said, hey, would the host and you both write a review on my page? I said, I can write a review, but the host, I'm not going to ask her because she never asked for your services. I did. Is that wrong of me?
No, because she's your sub.
Yeah, I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
So,
she's your sub, so it has nothing to do with the host.
Yeah, I'm like it. And then she's like, okay, well, yesterday I kind of watch her posts because they're always funny. She's always fighting with somebody. And I'm like, she'll never touch one of my Airbnbs again. Even though they're not mine, but I do take pride and joy because I only have 6 of the hosts I've been working with since 2020. Yeah. They're like, we just have a good communication level and everything like that. I do my 110%. But it's funny because yesterday someone posted, hey, I need a 1-bedroom, 1-bath clean residential. And then a lot of people, he said, give me your price. And he was like having a lot of people, which that's not usually normal. A lot of people don't comment on the comment like, here, this is my price. And then I'm going to do this. Here's my checklist. A lot of people slide in the DMs and then they like, you talk and then do a walkthrough or something like that via, video or, you go in person. A lot of times, like if they're close by, I do go in person. It depends like what I'm getting myself into, especially like or I ask the host like for like send me their listing. A lot of people, they don't like to do that because they don't want you to see their price. But for the residential guy, she put on there, she was like, well, a lot of cleaners are going to clean for you for a penny. And then they're not going to do a good job. I was just like, she's always fighting with someone. So I'm like, that's why she got kicked out of the Tampa group, the Tampa host group, because she got a complaint from one of the Airbnb Tampa over here, one of the hosts over here.
Okay.
So, and that host blasted her on that group and she got kicked out.
Oh,
so I'm like, it kind of looks bad for us because, we're trying to keep it professional over here, but that cleaner is not having a good background, I would say. So
her professionalism is not making the cleaners look the best that they can be to represent their own business. Her
and a lot of people, that's why they're second guessing, like cleaner, and then they give you this crazy price. It looks crazy for them, but not crazy for us because we know that we may spend there all day and that's going to be our only money for that day since their house takes a while with laundry or,
Yeah. Like one of those things I've always done in the groups. I own the business. Sometimes I do the cleaning. Sometimes I don't do the cleaning, but I've never represented my business as, hey, I'm the cleaner. I always say this company here is what I'm recommending. And me personally, I receive all of my Atlanta phone calls to book my business, my services out in Atlanta. And I introduce myself. I am my name. It's up to you to do your research on who I am. But I'm the property manager. I'm the manager of the account that will manage your property for the duration of your contract with us. I separate myself from the business because we are two different.
Ladies, we're cutting in and out. Are you guys cutting in and out?
No, I think it's your internet service because Stacy and I were having a great conversation about the cleaning part of it.
Right.
But I think we're going over on the hour minutes now too. What do you think?
Yeah, we're going over and the connection is really kind of spotty. So let's just end it here today. And then I have
Okay.
you down, Adama, for the 24th, which
Okay,
is
the
next Tuesday.
24th. Okay.
If the Zoom is wrong, because sometimes I'm known to do that, please let me know and I will correct it. And I
Okay,
really do
gotcha.
appreciate the both of you coming on here and giving some of your experience for the others here in the group, because we have 5,000 business owners here. So I appreciate it so much. And you guys have a great afternoon. Take care.
You too. And Stacy, reach out to me. We're right here next door, girl.
Definitely.
All right.